I mean, tell me the difference between being the adorer and the adoree. Like in all relationships, there's usually one person who really, really loves their partner, perhaps more than the other.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it like an example of that. I don't know if you know Selena Gomez. She's currently dating this guy, and I saw it go viral. And she used to be with Justin Bieber. And you can see she's with a man that truly adores her, worships her. But until a woman is attracted to you, your adoration is interpreted as neediness and desperation. The only thing that will turn a man's adoration into security is if she finds you attractive and she's attracted to you as a man. If she doesn't find you attractive, she will utilize your adoration. Maybe she needs you financially, or to help her feel heal from an ex, or just help you with her mental any way, shape or form, but she won't truly be attracted to you. And you'll notice a heavy decline in the sexual intimacy on her end, despite your efforts to make her feel safe. It just won't be initiated from her. And that will happen quite early on in the relationship. And sometimes I'll meet these men that dating women who are 28 years old, 29 years old, and they're like, oh, she just doesn't have a sex drive. And I always say, with you. The key word is with you. She has an amazing sex drive. At 28, what woman doesn't have a sex drive? It's with you is the key point. And hyper adoring a woman who doesn't quite admire you is the quickest way to desexualize yourself.
Yeah.
What would you say, Orion?
Yeah, it's sort of like the part that women always leave out is you ask women what they want. They say they want a kind man, they want a loyal man, they want a man to treat her like a queen, to adore her. But the part they leave out is they want all of those things from a man they're already attracted to.
Yeah.
And they've already decided to be attracted to that man without knowing yet whether he's kind or loyal or devoted.
Yeah.
So attraction isn't actually predicated on those things, it's predicated on other things. And so as a man, we need to say that part out loud to other men and say, you need to work on becoming an attractive man, and the other stuff can come later. Because if you prioritize the one ahead of the other, you're not going to get anywhere.
But what?
Okay, so let's hold that right there. Now I agree with Ryan. He's correct about that. The idea of the adorer and the adoree. Okay. Yes, you want to be the primary. Simple as that. Like I have on several occasions had my wife say, I look up to you and I admire you, right? You need to be the primary. And most guys are not ready to do that. And most women simply won't. They don't find a guy attractive enough to be the one who is the adorer. And here's the thing is, this is what the cardinal rule of relationships. In any relationship, the one with the most power is the one who needs the other the least. That's out of book 1. Okay. The one with the most power in any it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a business or a family relationship. The one with the most power is the one who needs the other the least. So what they're really trying to sort of dance around here is power dynamics. So when the best relationships you will find, I talked about this in a post. I think it's in one of my books. It's called Sexual Market SMV Ratios. And so what I did is I broke it down like what the attachment is for, like, say, let's just say parity, right? You're a 6 and she's a 6. Okay. Women don't want, if a woman is a 6, she doesn't want to get with another 6. She wants to get with a 7. She's always looking up. That's hypergamy. Once again, is dating up, is fucking up. It's looking for the bigger and the better deal. Women who is a 6 does not want to get with another 6. If that guy is a 6, he better have value added, meaning he's a 6 with a 10-inch goes up. He's a 6, but he has $500,000 in the bank account, goes up. Right? He's a 6, but he's a partner in a law firm, goes up. Right? So there's value added if that woman sees herself at parity with that guy. The healthier relationship is if the guy is unquestionably a 7 or a 7.5 or an 8, and she is a 6, much more stable, much healthier relationship. Where you get out of whack is if the guy is a 9 and she's a 6. That's when she starts getting clingy, and that's when she starts becoming very possessive, and that's when it's like, where are you? It's surveillance, right? You know, are you at the strip club? One of the conversations I've had between myself and Mike Sartain and Justin Waller, as a matter of fact, is we are very high value guys. I mean, relatively in our own ways, right? Relatively speaking. Now, I'm the only one that is like monogamously married, right? I have a wife. It's closed on my end, closed on her end. Okay, that's it. Mike and Justin are not in situations like that. And the women that they are with have little choice but to accept the terms of their relationships, the status of their relationships. So for Mike, and Mike's very open about this, so I'm not like selling anybody out. He wants to be able to have a girlfriend, a hot girlfriend, and also have her go and bring other girls into bed, right? So they're not technically monogamous, but they are. But he wants to find a girl who is also, into other girls and will bring girls into bed, right? That's what he had with Kylie for a while. And so it's technically open on his end, but with some contingencies to it, right? So it's open on his end, or closed on her end, open on his end, right? With, like I said, contingencies. She goes and she's okay with having sex with the girls, right? So fine. Then there's Justin Waller, who has 2 children. He's got a baby mama who, for all intents and purposes, is his wife, might as well be his wife, but she also doesn't have much choice but to accept his terms, which is, I am going to be married to you and loyal to you and faithful to you in all aspects except for one. And that is, if I'm on the road and I'm with a hot piece of ass wants to fuck me, then I'm going to have sex with that girl. Is that okay? Are you down with that, or are you not down with that? And Justin is a high value enough that women will share Justin with other women. Because women would rather share a successful, high value, successful alpha than to be saddled with a faithful beta. And so what happens is you have this power dynamic that is on there, because every woman that I've ever known that has been associated with either one of those guys has been very adoring and very, looking up to that guy, wanting to get with that guy, having genuine desire for that guy. And so the power dynamic is the person in the relationship who needs the other the least is the most powerful. And that's basically how human relationships work, have been for a long time. But does that sound manipulative and evil and anti-God and anti-monogamy and anti-marriage and everything else? Well, then you can look at my marriage, right? I'm very high value. I'm around women I'm about to go to Miami and be surrounded by beautiful women all the time. The first thing that happens whenever I show pictures, whenever I post pictures of myself at like Wet Republic or like after hour at Zook or whatever, when we're going around, the first thing anybody wants to say is, does his wife know? Isn't he married? Do you not think my wife knows exactly what I do? Like, what are you going to do? Tell on me? No, she loves the fact that I'm desired by other women. She loves the fact that I'm around, that I can still do what I do, because I'm the one that comes home and fucks her. I'm the one who is loyal to her. I'm the one who provides the lifestyle and everything else for her. And it's not even so much about that. It's the fact that women don't want to get with a guy that other women don't want. They won't, because that's an association with their ego. They don't want to get with a guy that other women wouldn't like just jump for, right? You want to know what inspires that adoration? It's the fact that that guy is valued not just by her, but by other women. The definition of a high value man, would you like it now? The definition of high value man is the guy who other men want to be and other women want to fuck. That guy is high value. How you contextualize that is up to you, wherever you want to put that on planet Earth. That is what defines a high value guy. So when you got a guy who can dictate terms of a relationship, you've got a woman who has no other choice but to be the adorer instead of the adoree, right? Which I think is good. It's a good rule of thumb, I think, for women. But I think let's go a little bit further with this. Rachel.
I do find is men are quite delusional about that. They
Sure.
I think she's really into me. I can just tell, right? They want to believe a woman is far more attracted to him than she truly is. And they will ignore all the signs and take the tiny, tiny glimpses of hope that she's attracted to him. And I think that's a recipe for disaster for men when they misread a woman's signals of attraction.
Well, sure. If you
So she's not wrong about that, but here's one more caveat. Most guys don't fuck. Most guys are those 80%ers. Most guys are happy to have any woman show any interest in them whatsoever. Even the guys who are like, when we talk about like the 80%ers, the 80% guys who are basically invisible to women, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're always going to be that way. You know, they can improve their state, they can improve their status, they can move into that 20 percentile, and very precious few of them might move into the 4.5%. But the reason why guys do that, the reason why guys are always sort of overestimating their value to that woman, or overstating it anyways, is because they don't have any other choice. They have to gaslight themselves into that belief, because they are unused to having sexual opportunities. Like when it comes to infidelity, it just boils down to two things. If you're going to cheat on your spouse, you have to have a reason and you have to have the opportunity. Lots and lots of guys have the reason. She's not fucking me. She got fat. She's a bitch. I hate this part of her, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of guys who have a reason to cheat on their wives, but they don't. And you know why they don't? Because they don't have opportunity, because no one wants to fuck them. And they don't put themselves in a situation where they're not good looking enough, or they're not successful enough, or they're not high value enough to be the guy that other women want to fuck. So they lack complete opportunity, and they just simply don't have the reason. Me, on the other hand, I could say, well, I have lots and lots of opportunity, but I got no reason to cheat on my wife. I love my wife. I just knocked it out a day ago. It was awesome, right? But I don't have any reason. My wife takes care of me. And I can tell you right now, I am looking forward to the sex we have right before I fly to Miami. That's going to be a good night. I love you. But my wife takes care of me, and she knows what my situation is, and she knows who I am, and she knows what I do. Right? So people say, "Oh, that's manipulative and dreadful." Or, yeah, you're inspiring dread. Yeah, you're right. It does, but it's a healthy dose of it. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not using it manipulatively. I'm not trying to fiendishly brainwash her or anything like that. And we've been together for coming up on 29 years. So it does work. There is a healthy aspect to it. But most guys don't have that opportunity, because they simply to say, we talk about who's the adorer and who's clingy and all this other stuff, and guys convincing themselves. Most guys who are in relationships that are less than satisfying, they have to come up with sort of rationales to explain why they're in a sexless relationship. I'm staying for the kids, right? Or, my religion forbids divorce, right? Or she's really in love with me. She, she'll come around. No, the real reason is you lack opportunity. Because if you went out, if you split up with your wife, or you split up with your girlfriend or whatever, you would have to go and put yourself back out into the market. And that's a big, scary prospect for most guys, because most guys are unattractive.